Gucci acknowledged that during his mental health episodes, he feels soulless because of the things that he will say and do.
He had a mild one coming maybe 2 years ago, and I caught it. So now I catch them before they come. And like people be saying stuff about him like, oh, he's soft, he's this, he that. The madman is still there. So I try my best. I don't want them to provoke him because it will come back. And he's very dangerous. So y'all listen, please leave him alone because the Mad Max is still in the head.
Yeah, when I saw Young Thug say that, I was just like, man, Thug is just young.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Gucci ain't soft. He grown.
Yeah.
He's grown. He's evolved.
Gucci and Keyshia both talk about how he hasn't had an episode since he had children, and he wants to do better for his kids. He misses his work ethic during his mania, but he likes being slowed down and a family man. Keyshia referred to him as normal now that he is more of a family man. Gucci was triggered by his childhood, his parents, his mother, old friendships, the music he used to listen to and what's made, places, poverty, and so on. He stays away from his triggers as much as possible. And he talks about how he dealt with police profiling in Atlanta, and he warned other artists about police profiling in Atlanta. He said that there is too much comfort and familiarity, and that is one reason why he tries to stay away from his triggers. Keyshia is pro-medication because of the fast effects. She talks about how the quickest that it has helped with episodes with Gucci was 2 weeks. So if a situation comes on and he gets on the medication, within 2 weeks he's back to normal. Keyshia herself is not currently in therapy, and she says she is therapy, and she basically speaks to God about what she has going on and what they have going on. I personally think that she probably should have a therapist and maybe check in with them a couple times a year, because when you are someone dealing with someone with mental health, it can be very draining and it can lead to burnout. Gucci says that he was honest with his team and those close to him about his mental health and set measurements to ensure he doesn't lose those connections and opportunities because of his episodes. He stated one time he texted one of the people on his team and it went sour, so he told them if it ever goes strange in the text message, block me for a couple of days and call my wife, because he doesn't want to lose those connections because he's having a mental episode. Keyshia has been managing his major episodes via monitoring and prevention for 5 years. And this is a point in an interview where Charlamagne says, Gucci ain't soft, he's grown. Gucci knew what a good woman was, even at his lowest, and that is one reason why he chose Keyshia. He gave Keyshia his money when he was going into jail and having legal problems because he was around untrustworthy people. She was a great businesswoman and caught the thieves, told him about it but didn't do anything about it, and she was able to flip his money with his approval. Gucci then talks about how he has had mental episodes at award shows, and at times he feels ashamed of how accomplished he is because of his mental health, and this is something that he is working on. At one point in the interview, they talk about how forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, and I definitely agree with that statement. He also talks about how he likes being an OG after 20 plus years in the industry. A lot of people don't come to him for advice now because he's going to tell them the right thing to do, and they miss the old Gucci. This comes the point in the interview where they talk about people calling him a clone because of his body transformation. Him and Keyshia are both offended by that statement. Imagine you do all this work to get healthy and then people call you a clone. Gucci also admits that fixing his mental health has helped his view on shame and losing shame. He enjoys seeing his supporters for his book more because of the positive impact. Also, Gucci talked about how he is still amazed when younger people are still influenced by him and his music. Keyshia believes it's harder for her to deal with his mental health than him because of the danger. And I definitely understand this because you don't know how far he will take it. You're just hoping that the measures that you already know how to do work in those moments. Gucci talks about how he swapped his vices for health, working out, being a family man, and taking life slow. Keyshia and Gucci talk about how finding your equal changed Gucci, someone who enjoys your hobbies over just enjoying your vices and what you can offer. They talked about laying in the bed, watching TV together, and just the simple things that you do with your partner. Keyshia is business-minded in all aspects of life, and she stated that even with all that Gucci comes with, she is still well taken care of. So he was a great investment. She is the definition of be his piece. That is one way that she controls the episodes, is by trying to keep everything peaceful and keeping him away from stuff that will trigger him. DJ Envy then speaks on union, and with most of the cast of The Breakfast Club being in relationships or married, he talks about how people without a union may not understand what a union is. Wedding vows are very serious, and I don't think people take it as serious as they should. Read them, really read them, because the things that you have to put up with, you got to be very mindful of who you are choosing to do life with. And toward the closing, Charlamagne asks if Gucci Mane feels like he's a generational curse breaker, and Gucci says yes. So please go watch the full video on The Breakfast Club on YouTube. It was a great 57-minute and 2-second watch, and I advise you to listen to it with an open mind. Social media sometimes can put a spin on things, but what I took from this whole video was that they've been through a lot. They are a ride or die couple. They are the definition of a couple that has been through hell and back, and that is why now they want to live a peaceful life, and him getting his mental health under wraps actually helped their relationship for the better. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes the reason you're going through hell and back with a person is because their mental health is chaotic, it's out of whack, it's not treated, and you're thinking this person's a terrible person. The whole time they might just need therapy, medication, or a slower life. They might need to move from where y'all are at because there's too much familiarity.